Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharyamadhyamam Asmadacharyaparyantam Bhante Guru Paramparam Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini विद्यारंभं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दम् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् ॐ Yeah. In the last class, I think we had just started the Panchakosha Vivekah. Tayor Vivekah Katham Panchakosha Vivekah. So for that, Acharya had given an example, Munjadishikamiva Drishyavargat Pratyanchamatmanam Asangamakriyam Vivichya Tatra Pravilapya Sarvam Tadatmana Tishtati Yassa Muktaha. Okay, so a person who is a Muktaha, Tadatmana Tishtati Yaha, that person who is established in the Atma at all times. Okay. And which means that will he continue to work outside? Yes, he will continue very clearly. Pratyancha matmanam asangamakriyam vivichya tatra pravilapya sarvam. Okay, and it is like that munja, the stalk, where the inner pith of it, although looks very much connected, but is separate from the whole external part of it, and the moment you remove it, that internal separates with the external. Like that, one has to be established in the Atma, rather by completely pravilapya, vivichya pravilapya, by thought. You have to dissolve all the external as though it is not there, and then continue. Okay. And how do you do it? For that, Panchakosha Viveka is there. So you start. So the path in which our Shastras take us is always from the gross to the subtle. Okay, because gross is something which we understand very, very easily. So from what you know, taking that in hand, if you go to the unknown, slowly the unknown becomes easily understood. This is called Shakha Chandra Nyaya or Arundhati Vasishtha Nyaya. Okay, two names are there. That means knowing the known, from that you connect to the unknown. Going from the gross, you slowly go to the subtle. Okay, so Shakha Chandra Nyaya is first they will ask you to see a branch, a shakha of a tree. Can you see that branch of the tree? Now through that branch, if you see, what can you see? You can see the moon. Now if a person is blind, even shakha is not visible, the moon is all the more not visible, and then nothing visible around it. So to know that, the gross part is first is, can you see that first the branch, from the branch the moon, then something near the moon which is shining, which is a star. Then you focus on the star, you will see the subtlety of the star where there are two stars which are coaxially moving. Okay, Arundhati Vasishta. So from distance you feel that one is moving around the other, but both are two coaxially moving stars. Because their diameters are different of the axis, you see that one is moving in a different speed than the other, and it seems that the outer one is revolving around the inner one. So like that, then when you keep focusing on it, you understand that, oh, these are two independently but moving together, which by looking at it, we feel one is moving around the other. Okay. So when we know that exactly, then we understand. This is how this Arundhati Vasishta Nyaya or Shakha Chandra Nyaya is going slowly from the gross, moving slowly to the subtle, and then using that knowledge further going. Okay. So dhire 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 ja raha hai, and that is how this Panchakosha Viveka goes. So what is the grossest thing which we know? What we know is our own self, our own body, which what we know. Because we can have the Pancha Jnanendriyas knowing it very clearly. Right? And hence, we can understand that in all the dimensions, and hence first what we see is the grossest part, which is the body. Okay, and that is called Annamaya Koshaha. The gross body is Annamaya Koshaha. Okay, so that is the most exterior, that is the one which connects to the world, and then you have Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya, which are interior, which has got no connection to the world outside. It connects only to the Annamaya. The Prana connects to Annamaya. The Manomaya connects to Pranamaya. Okay. Like that, the connection keeps going subtle and subtle inside. And that's how we will come to know, which is the Panchakosha Vivekaha, which is a part of Tayor Viveka Katham, which is the question asked. How do you understand it? And for which the Panchakosha Viveka starts. So we will go to the 46th shloka of this text. Dehaha ayam annabhavano annamayam stu koshaha. Dehoyam annabhavano annamayastu koshaha. Channena jivati vinashyati tadvihinaha. Tvakcharma mamsa rudirasti purisharashihi. Nayam swayam bhavitumarhati nitya shuddhaha. Okay. In all these kosha, we have to understand one thing. These koshas are always taught with respect to Atma. Telling that this is a kosha, this is not the Atma. So this particular method of learning is by the method of negation. Okay. And this is how the Upanishad teaches. How does the Upanishad teach? Taittiriya Upanishad. Annadvai praja काश्च पृथिवी अतो अन्येनैव जीवन्ति यथैन तपयन्त्यन्ततः नगं हि भूतानां ज्येष्ठं तस्मात् सर्वौषधमुच्यते सर्वं वै तेन्नमाप्नुवन्त्येन्नं ब्रह्मोपासते अन्नगं हि भूतानां ज्येष्ठम् अन्नमायुः तस्मात् सर्वौषधमुच्यते इति तस्य तस्यैष एव शारीर आत्मा. Okay, is consider this Sharira to be Atma. The Upanishad first tells, okay, you understand your body, let us consider for now this body to be the Atma. Okay. The moment you say, okay, because this is like a hypothesis. Okay. So you consider it to be Atma. The moment you say it is the Atma, then you will now apply all the rules of Atma to it. Then you will check whether it fits into it or not. If it doesn't fit, then what is the answer? Oh, this is not Atma. Then something else is Atma. Yah purvasya tasmadva etasmadannara samayat. Then he says, okay, if this is not the Atma, Anyontara Atma Pranamayaha. Consider the next level, which is the prana, to be the Atma. If it is Atma, then what? Tenaisha Purnaha. It is complete. It is independent. Sava Esha Purusha Vida Eva. Now the inquiry will start. Check whether the properties of Atma is there. But before checking that, you will see the properties of the koshas first. And their explanation comes. Pranan Deva Anuprananti Manushya Pashavaschaye Prano hi Bhuta Namayuhu Tasmaat Sarva Yushamuchyate Sarvamevata Ayuryanti Ye Pranam Brahmopasate. Consider prana as Brahman and do the upasana. Prano hi bhuta namayuhu tasmat sarva yusha muchyata iti tasyaisha eva sharira atma yah purvasya. Again same question. Oh, it is not that. Tasmadva etasmaat pranamayat. Then what? Anyontara atma manomayaha. Go to the subtler level. Oh, let consider it to be Atma. Tenesha Purnaha. It is complete. Assume it. Sava Esha Purusha Vida Eva Tasya Purusha Vida. It will continue. Like that Vijnanamaya Kosha, like that Anandamaya Kosha. Each Kosha has been checked. And then you make an inquiry and you convince yourself that it is not the Atma. Then what is it? It is a kosha through which the Atma projects itself. It is a sheath through which the Atma is projecting itself as Ahankara. So by Annamaya Kosha, there is an Ahankara projecting through the Annamaya Kosha. The Ahankara projects through the Pranamaya Kosha. The Ahankara projects through the Manomaya Kosha. Ahankara projects through the Vijnanamaya Kosha. And Ahankara projects through the Anandamaya Kosha. Including Anandamaya is not Atma. The moment you use this word Maya, Mayat Shabde, if you use this word Maya, it means it is fooling you. उसका जैसा duplicate वो नहीं है. Okay. Anna is not equal to Annamaya. Prana is not equal to Pranamaya. Mana is not equal to Manomaya. Ananda is not equal to Anandamaya. Is it clear? Okay. So we will be seeing each of these koshas, and that is why he mentions very clearly Nayam swayam bhavitum arhati nitya shuddha atma na ayam swayam bhavitum arhati. That Atma is swayam and it cannot be this particular sthula sharira. So the inquiry is put in this particular shloka where the inquiry is made, and then it comes to a conclusion that this particular kosha comes and goes. It does not have the properties of the Atma, and hence it cannot be considered as Atma, because Atma is Swayam Bhavitum. It is by itself independent But this requires many things. Okay, so we'll see the meaning and then we'll see the explanation also of it. Dehaha ayam anna bhavanaha annamaya astu koshaha. Ayam dehaha, this body, anna bhavano, anna bhavana. It is a made up of मांस पिंड बोलते हैं ना, ये मांस का एक पिंड है. ओके, अन्न भवनो अन्नमयः अस्तु. अन्नमयः तु कोशः. It is annamaya, but it is not atma. It is a kosha. Kosha means which comes and goes. What brings it and what removes it? Cha annena jivati. This kosha will be alive only because of anna. So anna is the cause, annamaya kosha is the effect. Vinashyati tad vihinaha. If you don't give anna, this particular kosha will die. You make a person hungry and then don't bother about, that person will have to die over a period of time. अंदर कितना चर्बी है उसका ऊपर से जिंदा रहेगा, धीरे धीरे सब जाने के बाद the person will die and has to die because this kosha will depend only on anna. And this mamsa pinda can be classified: twak, charma, mamsa, rudhira, asti, purisha rashi. Twak, twak is twacha. You have the epidermis and the dermis. बाहर का outer skin is called twacha, twak. That full अंदर का चमड़ा जो बोलते हैं उसे चर्मा बोलते हैं. Okay. Then mamsa. Mamsa is flesh. Rudhira. Rudhira is blood. Asti. Asti is what? Bone. Okay. And purisham is asti, and then purisha is filth. And it is not, it's a rashi, it is a combination of all this. It's a combination of twak, charma, mamsa, rudira, asti, purisha, rashi. All this together. That is why when you see biochemically metabolism happens, so food is taken in, the food, it gets digested, and then the unwanted is removed out from the cell. So in cell also you get something, it gets born, then unwanted goes, then the cell dies. So that purisham is an integral part of our system. कितना बाल रोज जाता है, कितना बाल रोज आता है कि नहीं? All the ladies will have the complaint, कितना बाल झड़ रहा है मेरा. Gents will have no problem, वो टिकता ही नहीं है. But ladies will keep on growing. मतलब it's a common process, it will come and keep going. And whatever is dead, it's a filth and purisham. It's a combination. That is why in Tattvabodha we say asti jayate vardate viparinamate apakshiyate vinashyati iti षड् विकारवत् एतत् स्थूल शरीरम अन्नरसेन इव भूत्वा अन्नरसेन वृद्धिं प्राप्य अन्नरसेन यत् पृथिव्यां विलीयते तत् अन्नमय कोशः. Is it clear? Okay. How does this annamaya come to picture? And that will come only when that again the Upanishad clearly says that tasmadva etasmadatmana akashas sambhutaha akashad vayuhu vayoragnihi agneraapaha abhyah prithvi पृथिव्या ओषधयः trees ओषधीभ्यो अन्नम Annat Purushaha. Annarasenaiva Bhutva. Annarasenaiva Shukra Shonita. Together when it comes, Annamaya Kosha will come. Asti Jayate. Okay, so it comes, that means there is a date of conception, date of birth, date of death. So it comes and goes. Okay, and hence it cannot be that Nitya Shuddha Buddha Atma. Is it clear? Are you able to get this? Clear? Okay. Now further, he explains. Purvajaneradhi mriterapi nayamasti jata kshanaha kshanaguna aniyata swabhavaha naiko jadascha ghatava paridrishyamanaha स्वात्मा कथम भवति भावि विकार वेत्ता पूर्वे जनैरधिमृतेरपि नायमस्ति जात क्षणः क्षणगुणो नियत स्वभावः नैको जडश्च घटवत् परिदृश्यमानः स्वात्मा कथम भवति भाव विकार वेत्ता. Okay, so now he clarifies that why it cannot be called Atma. Purvam janehe adhimrute api na ayam asti. Before this birth and after death, Purvam Jane, before the birth, and Adi Mrute, after the death. In both the cases, Na Ayam Asti, this body does not exist. This body was not existing before its birth, nor will it exist after its death. Okay, which means what? It has got a cause and it has got an effect. Okay. Then, Jata Kshana, the moment when it is born, Kshana Guna, it is of a fleeting nature. Aniyata Swabhavaha, with lot of uncertainty, ever changing. Na Ekaha Jada घटवत परिदृश्यमानः स्वात्मा कथम भवति भाव विकार वेत्ता. So what he says is, it was neither there before your birth, nor it is there after the death. And hence, it only exists when you are born and is there till you die. But the moment you are born, Kshana Gunaha, it is of a fleeting nature. It will keep on changing. Aniyata Swabhavaha, it is of an uncertain nature. That means ever changing. Why? That is what we also know from Asti, Jayate, Vardate, Viparinamate, Apakshiyate, Vinashyati, Iti, Shad Vikaravat, Vikaraveta. Are you able to hear me? Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Because you all had frozen for some time. I don't know. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, Vikaraveta, it is filled with only changes. Change is the only certain thing which happens in this body. As we know, an adult body is made up of 70 trillion cells or more than that. Barring few cells, everything is replaced once in 12 years. Once in 12 years, every cell of ours change except few of the cells of the brain, and we still call ourselves the same person. Okay, Vikara Veta, filled with changes, continuously changing. Okay, Kshana after Kshana changes are there. And hence, the moment it is born, it is having a fleeting nature with an uncertainty which is ever changing. And Ekaha Jadaha, it is inert like that of a Ghatavat, like that of a pot. Like a object, like a pot which is actually dead, paridrishyamanaha, and that it is such a dead object which keeps on changing. Swatma, how does this self, katham bhavati bhava vikara veta? Okay, so the Atma is the witness of all these changes. How can this, how can it be the self? It cannot be the self because it is witnessing all the changes. Are you able to get? So in every kosha when it comes, Acharya will tell what is the detail about this kosha and how it cannot be the Atma. Because only knowing the kosha and not considering anything about the Atma is meaningless, because we will say I understood the kosha, but the point is it is to be understood that it is not the Atma, and we mistake it to be the Atma. Are you able to get this? Is it clear? I don't know, there is a lot of disturbance happening in Bhushan's video. I don't know whether they are able to hear.
Yeah, we can hear
You can
clearly.
clearly
I
hear
think your
you,
video,
Vijay.
yeah, okay, then it's okay. Your video is just coming and going. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know whether it's a problem at my end or your end. It's just blinking the video. Anyways, now it has started at Anu's place. It is blinking now. Doesn't matter. Chalo. At least it is keeping me awake that there is someone coming and going, coming and going. Chalo. Okay. So, very clearly, further explanation about Annamaya Kosha is, having said what is Annamaya Kosha, then its nature, then its origin and its end. And this fleeting nature, which is jada and inert, like a pot, how can it be the self, where the self itself is the witness to all these changes which are happening? Okay, so before its birth, it does not exist, nor it continues to be there after its death. It lasts only for a short period of time, and the qualities are very fleeting in nature and which are changing every moment. It is diverse, inert sense objects like a jar, seen like a particular pot. How can it, this self, be the witness, which is a witness of all these changes? How can it be the self? That is how Acharya is asking the question and making the student think that okay, this is now Annamaya Kosha. I can never mistake it to be the Atma, but my Atma manifests through the Annamaya Kosha as Ahankara, as a reflected consciousness through the Annamaya Kosha very strongly, because this particular, that aham dehatma bhavaha is so natural in everyone that comes out even without we thinking about it. Everything, see, janati, kamayati, yatate. The three steps happen. First I know, then I desire, then I act. All these are happening only with this body. If the body is not there, janati cannot happen, then asha cannot happen, or kama cannot happen, and then action cannot happen. So the moment we are born, the unknowingly the identity is I am this body. All our talk, all our thought, everything is revolving around this body alone. And even in our knowledge path, we always call it Vyashti and Samashti. That differentiating Vyashti and Samashti is this body. Okay. So even if we want Artha Kama in this particular, it is for the body. If you want any Sukha post death, can you imagine Sukha post death? Swarga Kamaschinvita, I want to go to Swarga. What do you want there? Go means what? I need to have a body to go. I need to enjoy there. For that, a body is needed. So when you say I, even in Swarga, it is related to this body. If you say I want moksha, without this body, can you even think of moksha? So body is the one which is unknowingly getting connected as RC directly. That is this Annamaya question. Are we able to get this? Is it clear?
But sir, RM is Antekaran, right? Sir? Antekaran for the Ahankar, because if the reflecting medium is the Antekaran, sir, for जो अहंकार है सर वो बॉडी से नहीं है ना सर पहले I mean you have body and then it is in the subtle.
Where is it reflecting? Your ahankara is useless if this body is sleeping. If this body is dead, your ahankara is useless. For the ahankara to manifest, this body has to be there. A casing has to be there. You are referring to a water or milk. Without a container, how will the content work? Are you able to get this? So knowingly or unknowingly, now with the knowledge you are saying that it's a part of the content inside. But that content has an identity only because of this container. Nahin? Are you able to get this?
Okay, yeah, yes sir.
Correct. Because it will manifest at the grossest level even if you can't think. A child who is born does not have a developed mind, intellect, nothing, including eyes, senses have not got developed. Still, where is the first connection coming? The body. Yes or no?
Yes sir.
Exactly. And the pran gaya bolega, so it is always the body. To such an extent that when we do the karma vidhis, that is the, when you just look at our shastras, that is the time you understand that how much this body is actually given the. So there is in the Upanishads also, there is something called as Panchagni Vidya. Okay. This is taught by Kshatriya Raja to a Brahmana, Panchagni Vidya. It's a probability theory. How do you get this human birth? What happens? The question is what happens to the Atma, the Jivatma, and how does it grossify back to another body? That is the question. And the answer is through Panchagni Vidya is what is being told. So it is a grossification of this body happening and it is given as a yajna form. So we'll see that later. But the point what I am saying is whenever we die, Please understand that housing or the casing remains here. It is not going with the jiva. That body is remaining here. Then the question comes, can the jiva travel without the body? Next question will be, why should the jiva travel? ये क्वेश्चन आता नहीं है. Why should it travel? चुपचाप रहने दो ना. चुपचाप रहेगा तो आगे क्या होने वाला है वो जीव का? It has to go to the next birth, right? So it has to travel. How long will it travel? Where will it travel? If it has to travel, it needs a body. समझ में आ रहा है? If it has to travel, it needs a body. But the body is already burnt or cremated here. This body cannot go. Then how does the jiva travel? And that is why they say, with our mantras, when we do the kriya karma, there is something called as a jaliya shariram or up shariram created. You understand what is up shariram? Up means water. So made up of something like moisture which you can't see, very fine water particle type of a body is created. How long it takes to create? It takes 9 days to create. Like 9 months in the womb, 9 days are taken to create that. And the 10th day, a complete full body is born, which is a big one in nature. And that body is actually ready to now travel. That is why you have the karmas of 11th, 12th day and all. 13th day ka jo karma hai. Only after, why it is not done on the 3rd day or the 4th day? No, the body is not formed. In the mantras, the pindas, the body has to get formed. And this body only can go for gati, moving. If it has to go to Pitraloka, if it has to go to Swargaloka, anywhere it has to go, it needs a body. So our Shastras are very clear that connectivity of the body is there the moment after death, the karma starts, the body is already started coming. You are creating a body there, temporary body. Okay, why are we saying the connection with the body is so clear that without the body, none of the things, including moksha, is not workable. Why here? If you say, I go to Brahmaloka and Brahmaji is going to teach, Chaturmukha Brahmaji is going to teach. With 4 faces, 4 classes are going on. 4 faces, Brahmaji का body आ गया. समझ में आ रहा है? 4 classes going on. So who is listening? उसका भी तो body है एक. There is an assumption ना, someone is listening and understanding it and going to get moksha. After that, 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Sadhyo Mukti. Right? Without a body, how is it possible? That body will not be the same like this body. But you need a body. If you remember in our childhood, there used to be a English serial, Star Trek. Captain and Mr. Spock. एक जगह खड़ा हो जाएगा, some light will fall, गुल हो जाएगी, फिर दूसरा जगह जाएगा, again that body has come. यहाँ से body गया, वहाँ से body आया. That means without the body nothing could work. Are we able to get this concept? And that connection, because that is why we call that body as Atma. Knowingly or unknowingly you call it me, me, me. The biography is what? This external structure. Ye weight, ye height. All the characteristic is so embedded. then your name. इसलिए इतना लोग रहेगा तो भी आपका नाम बुलाए तो आप क्यों देखते हो connected to this body. Yes, Bhushan.
So, Guruji, now the body that we know is made up of, this Annamaya, Pranamaya, right? All the
No, this body is Annamaya. We are referring to
Annamaya.
Annamaya. This body, mass pinda is Annamaya, that's all.
But when you are saying for us to, travel, you need a body, and that is when you do the mantras and you get. But that's not equivalent to Annamaya, right, Guruji? That is something different, right?
Why?
It is a body. We cannot say it is. How can we even say it is a body, because it's different than our Annamaya, right? Kosha?
See, you know Anna as this. Your knowledge of Annamaya is only this. Yes or no?
Yes.
There can be other material by which this body can be made. No? Not possible. Now you tell me in this example, what is it? I don't know in scientific terms, what do you call transmigration? What do you call going from one place to the other where you just
Teleporting.
teleporting.
Teleportation.
Okay. Now in teleportation, what happened to this body? Before it left here, it went there. Parakaya Pravesha. How did it happen? In between, what was there? Hari, that means it is beyond my scope of understanding, so I call it like a magic. But it cannot be without a cause. It is so fine that you will not understand, it is so fast that you will not be able to hold it. But my limitations of understanding cannot stop what it is, right?
So, for teleporting, I mean, there are two cases. One is, I think what Sarane, you are asking is, when you die, then body is not there. Teleporting is when you are alive, I think, then you are present in two places or whatever.
How did you go to the other place?
One place, मतलब बहुत सारे ऋषि मुनि सर एक ही जगह एक ही टाइम पे बहुत जगह होते हैं.
How? Which is that body which is there then? The body which you are, suppose you are holding the Rishi Muni and he is done teleporting. One person is sitting near me in this house, I am holding him. The same person is now sitting with Bhushan and Sharanya there, and they are holding. Will it be the same body? Tell me logically. It cannot be. Make sense? That means there is some other way of a body which we will not be able to comprehend it. It's possible. Okay.
Sir, but in Bhagavad Gita chapter 15 it was mentioned that once you die, so उसमें सर 15 चैप्टर में है ना जैसे वायु गंध को ले जाती है वैसे ही इंद्रियां और द इम्प्रेशंस गेट
किसको लेके जाती है?
सर आर इम्प्रेशंस अंतःकरण में जो भी व्हाटएवर इज आर इम्प्रेशंस एंड सेंस सर उनको लेके
देन व्हाट इट विल डू? अगर सबका लेके बैठ गया तो वो क्या करेगी?
whenever there is then again when at the time of birth so again वो चक्षु वो सिर्फ वापस से unpackaging what we say then it will go there.
अच्छा, अभी now okay, now you used a very good term. That means it packs and unpacks when needed. What is that packed form? Not a body.
सर उसे जीव बोलते हैं सर वो जीव है क्या?
Without that, how if it is not a jiva, you consider it to be dead. You consider it to be dead. How will it come back when the next birth comes? I'll give you an example. See if it resonates. From the tree or from the paddy fields, you remove the paddy out, right? ये पैडी को स्टॉक में से निकाल के सेपरेट करके थोड़ा क्लीन अप करके सब रखते हैं. This paddy is dead or alive?
Still alive in a potential form.
Now you can call it alive. Huh? You are ready to accept that it is alive. Without a body, it is alive.
Sir, because if we consume it, it gives life.
Yeah, everything true. But is it alive without a body? I'm asking, is it alive without a body or with a body? बोलो क्या हुआ? With the body. Now you grind that body off. You grind that body fully. And then go and sew it. Because it is supposed to be alive, right? You sew it back. Will you get anything?
No.
Because that body has gone. It doesn't have any other body now. Are you able to understand? It doesn't have a body. Right?
So,
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
so that is why it is so important to the Kriya Karma for anybody who dies, Guruji, that otherwise they will not get a body. Like, is that?
See, no one clearly can tell this is what happens after death. We only know what Shastras are telling, or some, and different Shastras will tell different things. Let's be clear on that.
Right.
You can't go there to confirm.
Right.
Okay. Let's be clear. We cannot do it. Then who can do it? Who has that ability to go experience, come back? They have the ability. Hopefully, whatever we are hearing and learning is what is their experience which have been put.
Right.
Let's see a few things which we don't know, we don't know. There's no point in telling that this is like that only. So if we believe that the Shastras are telling it, obviously there is enough proof for them to check it and do it.
Right.
But scientifically going also, without a structure, how can transportation happen? Because let's be clear that if you are to have a gati, Shukla gati, Krishna gati, Adho gati, whatever, hell, heaven, whatever gati, it is not the place where you are there. Some travel is there. For that travel, you need a body. How does this body come? If by your mantras or by naturally, that means those people जिसको mantra बोला नहीं उसको body नहीं मिलेगा क्या? अच्छा, next question. I will ask another one counter question which you will start thinking then. अभी जिसको ये सब नहीं हुआ वो कैसा रहेगा? भटकती आत्मा. है कि नहीं? Do you agree? Let's go with common sense. We don't know whether it is right or wrong. ये भटकती आत्मा, the ghost. Now you tell me, how will you know that ghost unless that ghost manifests somehow?
Yeah.
And how does that ghost manifest? With a body or without a body? Huh? You may try to touch, कुछ नहीं है. अरे लेकिन आपको ऐसा दिखाई दे रहा है, वो पाँव दोनों टेढ़ा हो गया है, आँख ऊपर गया है, something we will say. But there is a blessed body to that which you are trying to see, which you are trying to feel. Because if that body was not there, how would you know that that ghost is there? Chalo. Let us even talk of this stupidity. अगर है तो समझ में आ रहा है? Whichever way we want to communicate, whether it is true, untrue, whatever you want to say, there has to be a body to it, otherwise no transaction is possible. Does this logic make sense? Which is true for the ghost and the god. Both are not different. One is on the negative scale, other is on the positive scale, that's all. बट दोनों को हम बॉडी देके पर्सोनिफाई किया है. भगवान को भी बॉडी देके पर्सोनिफाई किया है, गोस्ट को भी बॉडी देके पर्सोनिफाई किया है. समझ में आ रहा है? वी आर नॉट गोइंग इन टू वेदर दिस इज राइट, दिस इज रॉन्ग, यही है क्या, वैसा ही है क्या. आई जस्ट गिव एन एग्जाम्पल कि दिस इज हाउ दैट मंत्रास आर, बिकॉज देन ओनली इट गेट्स क्रिएटेड. And that is why the 10th day it is called Prabhuta Balihi. It will have a hunger like a Rakshasa. There will be a lot of food put on the 10th day. Because Naya Hua, it is so big. And then Gati ke liye jao. Start moving. Get out from here. Don't get housed in this place. Move. जाओ. तुम्हारा जो भी है कर्मफल के हिसाब से तुम जाएगा, अभी गति मिलेगा तुमको. यू हैव 14 लोकास. किधर जाने वाले हैं क्या मालूम. भूलोका इज हियर. द अदर 6 लोकास and 7 लोकास which you know, we have not gone there to see what is there. But if it has to go and experience there, either papam punyam sukham and dukkham, because we say na, चित्रगुप्त विल वन डे टेल यू, तुम्हारा अकाउंट क्लियर करेगा मरने के बाद, फिर तुम किधर जाओगे. सजन रे झूठ मत बोलो. हाँ.
What about for a jnani then, Guruji? You do all this for everybody, right?
For a jnani, do they have any of this in reality? That is what she said. When the jnani goes Sadhyo Mukti, it is the Vividisha Mukti is after that the Indriyas will go back to individual, will not be there. Okay, that Prarabdha gets over, that is what is final moksha. Till that Prarabdha is there, na? That final moksha mein everything will go back to. That is why we assume everyone to be jnani and we also do the Karna Mantra. I don't know how many of you all have heard of Karna Mantra. When a person dies, this Karna Mantra is told. Suryam te chakshur gacchatu vatamatma. Let one thing go back to its own place. अपना अपना जगह पे जाने दो. Considering that this person is a ज्ञानी, वापस जन्म नहीं है, ऐसा होता नहीं है. तुम बोल, your wish is one, the actual happening is something different. If everything has gone to its place, that what it says is the potentiality of it goes off. The ability of sight, let it go back to Surya. Let those things go, but this particular jiva will continue to be there traveling till the next janma comes. For that it needs a body. Okay, so identity even for preta. How do you say? So and so preta, asya pretasya, you give the name, and asya pretasya, you give the name also for that person. Vasurudra aditya swarupanam asmat pitrapitamaha prapitamahanam. You give the name, you tell the name and say for this person. Now without a body identification, can you give a name? Are you able to understand? श्राद्ध में खाना क्यों खिलाते हो? किसको जाता है वो? The person who is eating it. It is intended for whom?
Pitra.
Without a body, why they need it? नहीं. So if you consider all our karmas, it ensures that there is a body. Nirguna, no body, has nothing with it. That means it is saguna. If it is saguna, as much as we understand ourselves as pancha bhautika, we consider everything else to be made up of pancha bhautika. Maybe in a subtlest form, but all are there in that. Are you able to get this? So that is a presupposition of all the karmas, that there has to be a body. Otherwise, none of these things will have meaning at all. Another question I am asking. Let us imagine a person goes to Swarga, another person goes to Naraka. These are at least, I will not call it fact, but at least something which we are all convinced कि भाई अच्छा काम किया स्वर्ग जाएगी, अच्छा काम नहीं किया नरक जाएगी. चलो, स्वर्ग जा रहे किसके लिए? मजा मजा,
Bhog. So bhog.
भोग. वेरी गुड. किसका भोग? बिना शरीर का क्या भोग? आर यू एबल टू गेट दिस आंसर? नो. अच्छा, नरक में जाओगे. सो दे आर वेटिंग. द नेक्स्ट बटाटा वड़ा इज गोइंग टू कम. ऑयल फ्राई. आ जाओ बकरा डालो अंदर, फ्राई. जल रहा है. किसको जल रहा है? शरीर ही नहीं है तो किसको जलेगा? दुख किधर आएगा? आर यू एबल टू गेट दैट? So if you have to sense it, you need a body. The pain has to be there, the pleasure has to be felt. It will not be the same body as what we have. It will not be the same pleasures as what we are considering. Are you getting it? But let us forget all the bodies post death. Let us go with what Adi Shankara says, that it goes the moment post death, it is not there. This body is not there. But throughout this Janma, this unique entity called the body is inseparable from me, that Atma. And I call that body only as Atma, which is called Dehatma Buddhi. Yes or no? बाकी का बाद में छोड़ दो उसको. हमें भी मालूम है, आपको भी मालूम है. उसको छोड़ देते. बट ये जन्म में तो इट्स अ फैक्ट, राइट? सो द बॉडी इज द वन विच यू आर सो एसोसिएटेड that there is no way to separate out of it. You can only mentally separate. For example, I am asking Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, when he was suffering from cancer, you mean to say he did not have pain? Because
He had pains. He had lot of pain.
Exactly. It was due to what? This body. He was not valuing it as a separate thing. But there is a body, there is a pain, there is an experience of the pain, there is a dukkha coming. Whether I value the dukkha or not is a separate thing. But it is there. समझ में आ रहे? Now we are talking of kosha. The moment we come to Atma, we will say this kosha is mithya. Because we don't value it. Now we are in kosha. We say that Atma equal to kosha and we connect it so strongly that I can't separate Atma with kosha. Every time it will manifest through the kosha. समझ में आ रहा है? We are not. हाँ.
When we say we don't value it, meaning like the pain, you don't value the pain, meaning you experience the pain, right?
Of course.
So you don't let it affect your mental capacity, or is that what you mean? Like what?
Mental calmness. Simple. I will give you a